A shout out to Ge Holla and
Hey, GeHolla, G.Holla.
Ge Holla. Charlamagne the God here, man.
All y'all said entertainers, shout out my guy Ge Holla.
Rocking right out with Ge Holla, Celebrity Life.
Shout out to Ge Holla reaching 1 million listeners on his podcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, man. I got a super cool, super smooth individual.
What's happening? And I'm originally from Gary, Indiana, and moved to Chicago when I was about 18. Did a bunch of theater and stuff like that, singing and stuff in Chicago. To be honest with you, man, I grew up when I would like to go see plays, musical theater, like was my thing. You know what I'm saying? And the movie thing kind of happened when I moved to LA, because I came here really to just, kind of focus on the music aspect. But because I majored in theater as well, I took a couple of co-reading classes out here. And then I kind of just got bit by the bug, but I never stopped, writing songs and, performing from time to time. But theater, theater actors like James Earl Jones, seeing a lot of musicals, that was what really pulled me in, the singing, the dancing, having fun. That was cool. The movie thing didn't kick in until I moved to LA.
Man, that's dope right there, man. Do you ever remember sitting like in your room back in the day or before you really touched down in the world? Did you kind of feel some of this energy that's on you now that you knew that you were going to do something? Because I find a lot of great people like yourself, they always get like a foreshadowing, or they always get like these little nuances that reminds them to let them know to keep going. This is what your destiny is going to be.
As a young man, like 5, 6 or somewhere in there, I always knew I wanted to be involved in entertainment, because I was always banging on drums. I thought I was going to be a drummer. I thought I was going to be a saxophone player, all these other things, when really being an actor wasn't it. I know that sounds crazy, but that developed in time. I never thought I'd be wanting to memorize all these lines. You dig what I'm saying? But it comes so easy. But I always knew I wanted to be involved in entertainment. And then moving to LA just kind of opened up the floodgates to the TV. And I even I do a play in LA at least every 2 years. I'll do a play here. So, it's always been in me. And then ever since I moved here, I've worked on a film project every year since I've been here. 2 or 3 movies ever since I moved here.
Man, and I'm checking out your catalog, man. You was doing stuff in 1999, so you've been doing this thing solid like 26 years, man.
Right,
you're good
right.
too, man. Good black, don't crack, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Dog, yeah, so I've been busy, man. I've been blessed, man. And then another sign that lets me know is I don't have an agent. I don't have a manager, bro. Everything is just through the connections and the energy that I put out. You know what I'm saying? I get a bunch of phone calls or, have meetings with people. That's pretty much how I've been booking all of my work. That's right. Because I'm not, them agents, they're a little greedy. If I found one that was worthy, you know what I'm saying, I'd get with it. But, until I find somebody, that's worthy. Hell no, it's rough. Especially living in LA. It ain't no joke out here.
That's true. And you definitely Ford tough, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing gonna take you down, you feel? What was going on with the fires, man? Were you affected by that? What happened with the fires going on?
I could see the smoke. And where I was staying at the time, I could smell it a little bit, but I wasn't affected. I was more on flat ground. The fires were in the mountains. But I did used to frequent Pasadena and Altadena a lot when I first moved here. And I know there's a lot of Black people live up there. So I just feel bad for them. Because that's messed up. Because they set them fires. How you going to have 3 big-ass fires going at one time? I mean, that don't even sound right. I ain't never seen that. I've been living out here a while. We never had 3 fires in 3 different locations. That's important.
Right. And they even got videos I found, man, where people were walking around with gas tanks. I I ain't gonna put out the race, but you know what I'm saying.
Like,
They didn't look like Black Americans. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Let's say that.
well, in certain areas the smoke was bad. They needed them. You know, the smoke was real bad. I thought I was gonna have to leave because it was such a big cloud coming toward us, but the wind kind of just moved it to the side, so it never reached us. But you can go outside and see soot on your car overnight. It was a mess, man. I know the air was bad.
Man. And what's up with the governor, Galvin Newsom, man? He just all over the place.
Yeah, hey man. You know the good old boy club do what the good old boy club do. What they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't doing nothing but having fun playing their game they created.
Yeah.
If I made the game and the rules and could change the rules anytime I want to change the shit, I win too. Yeah.
Hey, that was a good one.
They changed the rules. They're like, wait, that ain't working for us no more. We got to change it. We don't care. I know that's what we said we was gonna do, but we ain't winning like that. And then change the game every time you figure something out. You ever figure something out, get you some bread, then they flip the shit around on you. Be like, God damn it. They flip the script on you.
Bro, you're right. It's just like with school and education, man. They tell you, and I ain't telling nobody don't go to school out there, so y'all don't take it this way.
Yeah.
But they tell you go to school, go get a job. And then meanwhile, I'm not saying you don't need that, but meanwhile, you got people out here that just probably went to like community college 2 years, got a real trade, a real skill, making, whatever. You done spent 12 years in school. I know people that spent so long in school, bro. It's like they're in there half their life, and they owe over $250K. How you gonna pay that back when you can't even get a job?
And think about it. Whatever they went to school, they cost them $100K, $200K. They ain't even doing it to pay the $200K back. They're not even able to get those jobs, depending on what they are. If that, a lot of places giving them out free. You know, the work pool selection is so low. They giving away education at this point just to see who can catch on. Good employees hard to find. If you really think about it, so they taking anybody that's willing to learn. What R&B, old school R&B. That's really where it is, some jazz, some blues. I love gospel music, but for the most part, the stuff that I perform with my band is for the most part R&B, soul, funk R&B stuff. Fun, it's good too. A really, really dope show. We perform every Thursday at a place in Hollywood called ADKT. It's a really nice restaurant, real cool vibe, perfect place for a date night. All of that. It's cool.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all tap in, link in. Y'all gonna do some covers for Roberta Flack since she just passed away yesterday.
You know what? It's a girl. We talked about it, so it all depends if she come down. We may do something. Yeah, I definitely talked about it. I want to, so she's got to find somebody to perform with.
That'd be dope, man. That'd be cool, man.
Thank you.
Man, we lost a lot of legends, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have left out the last few years, man, whether it be due to that COVID thing or, just life in general. So all we got, man, y'all like the ones that's hanging in their necks,
Yeah, man, we live in a trippy time. You got to take care of your health because if you go to the hospital, your chances is slim as far as I'm concerned. You better be doing the right thing, better be eating right, working out, drinking water. Because the minute they get you in that medical system, they're going to be like, you better take this pill. Then you got to follow it up with this pill. Then come back and then we're going to shoot you with some shit and take some more pills. Hey, man, if they was to heal you, they wouldn't make no money, man. So that's how that go. Man, they tell you ever watch sports and then the commercial come on, is some new drug they trying to push, and the whole 2 minutes be the side effects. Go blind, you might think you might die, you may jump out of a window, but hey, it's gonna help this other shit. I said, you might lose your vision, may get blurry. Man, get the fuck out of here. I don't need no pill to make my vision blurry, but I'm straight. And it's supposed to be doing something else. It's supposed to be helping my leg. And you talking about making my vision go blurry. Nah, we good. Nah.
You may die.
Drink you some elderberry tea. Gotta get you some lines made in your life. Shit. You gotta get it right. Because they kill you, you go in the hospital, it's over. It's over. Even the food they give you in the hospital is bad. They don't even feed you for you to live in the hospital. You really got to be in tune with your own body, you know, because you don't want them in tune with it, because they're going to tune it out.
Permanently.
Yeah, let me tell you something about that. You talking about UFOs and aliens and shit like that? Until one knock on my goddamn door, dog, you know, I don't know. Until I see one, I'm going to see it to believe it. In my face, none of that video shit, because people be posting all kind of those silly effects like it's aliens coming. It's a possibility, but you got to think of it, you know, if you really think about it, you know, I'm sure they were here before we got here to help set it up. You know, if you ever do some real history and some real research, it was, you know, aliens created the life form, and the first life form they created was the Black people. You know what I'm saying? They look up the Anunnaki or some shit like that. You look that up. They created people for the most part, and they were some gigantic motherfuckers. See, you know, they don't tell you the real deal, because if you knew the real truth, we'd be in an uproar. We'd be winning the race if we all knew the truth. And I just thought about it one day. Just think about it. I knew a long time ago, Black people was everywhere, all over the planet. So they keep telling you it was Indians here. Everybody was here, but they ass. You understand? You know, everything was peaceful till they came around. You know what I'm saying? We taught them all of the shit. And when they started roaming the planet, you know, learning shit, it was like, fuck. You know, everybody was still so primitive, you know, they took advantage. You know, they took advantage, and you know, everybody was operating out of love but them. The Europeans didn't operate out of love, as we can see, and they still don't. You know, that's how they were able to create guns and, you know, figure out how to use gunpowder. Gunpowder had been around 1,000 years before they put their hands on it. They was the only ones that came up with a gun, a weapon, a cannon, some shit like that. Mullet, what they called the first one. You know, think about it. Asians had gunpowder. All they was using it for was firecrackers and shit. You know what I'm saying? They weren't trying to blow shit up. You know, but that's another story. You know, a lot of my knowledge that I learned, you learn it more after you get out of that trap they set you in called high school. You know, once you get out of there, you can think and you can move around. You know, these kids, they can't think. You shouldn't be in no classroom for an hour learning math. Your ass might need to be in there 2 hours learning math. You know what I'm saying? You can't never. By the time you figure this shit out, you got to go to another room. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's whack. Their whole system is not together and doesn't benefit the children like they think, unless you paying all this money for your kids to go to a school where they figure out how your kids know how to learn. My son was picked to go to some school, and they find out how your kid learn. They figure out how they learn. I was like, no shit. Oh, okay. How much? $8,000 a month. Man, well, he learn all right. I teach his ass a degree. Oh, shit. Motherfucker, if I pay $8,000, man, motherfucker better be a genius. You understand?
You played on your taxes.
He better be able to predict the future.
Nostradamus.
Yeah. Body plan. Yeah, yeah, and that's even messed up. And then it's so many people. I got friends who got kids that go to private school, and sometimes when I see them, I always ask them, "What you learn today?" They be stuck. And like, you don't know what you learned today? Your mama paying all that money every month. You don't know what you learned today? Think your kids are learning, and they probably not. You know, technology and pussification of the world is fucked up, you know. So these kids ain't got no balls, no way. You know what I'm saying? Living in, you see what's going on. The people see it. Well, see, that's good that you're aware. You're familiar with the films and stuff that can wake you up, which is cool. You know what I mean? I love that about, you know, cinema, theater, you know, those things you can learn. But now with YouTube, you got so many people that's coming out with different types of truths, because you know, it's more religion than other books than the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Bible is what it is, but the Bible is what it is. It's not 100% true. You know, that's a whole nother thing, a debate people hate, but it's true. You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff is made up. They don't like to hear it though. He'd be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole other story. But we have to be careful what we believe. You know what I'm saying? The stuff we put our faith in, you know, because at the end of the day, if you don't get your ass up to go do it, this shit ain't gonna get done. You can pray all day, but if you don't put no effort in front of yourself, make it happen for yourself, it ain't gonna happen. You can be praying all day, but if you just sitting praying, what you doing? But see, if they burn the sage, they must have a process afterwards. You just can't burn it and then sit on your ass. You know, you got to move with purpose. That's what I tell people. You got, like me, I feel like I live my dream into existence. You know what I mean? I hang around with filmmakers. I hang around musicians. You know, that's pretty much my circle ain't nothing but artists for the most part. You know, I don't do the Hollywood stuff. You know, only events. If I get invited to something, I'll go. You know, if it's some first class, high end shit, I go to that. But anything else, I'm straight. When I do go out, about as soon as I walk in the door and I'm comfortable, I clock an hour, and in 60 minutes, I'm walking out the door. Now, if I make a connect before I leave, like if I do some really solid networking in 15, 20 minutes, which has happened, I'll leave. I'll be like, shit, I done made it happen. I can go. I ain't got to stick around. They miss you more when you ain't there. You know what I mean? So when I do get out, you know, you get a lot of love, where you been, all that. See, that's how it should be. Not, I just saw you yesterday, you know. No.
You did Blue Hill Avenue. Tell us about what it's like making that film, man. You got some good, cool, legendary folks in that joint too.
You know, so I got a cool little story about that. So the creator of Blue Hill Avenue, Craig Ross Jr., we met on the set of a horror movie. And he liked my work. And we became cool. So he told me one day, he said, man, I'm going to send you a script. I got a movie that I'm shooting, and I want you to read the script. Back then, this is when wasn't no internet. So people they would have a courier service. Dude on a bike brought me my script to where I was staying. You know what I mean? That's how long ago that shit was. So I read the script, and then I was like, I need to read this again, because it was a pretty long script. And I called him. I said, yo, man, this is amazing. This is an amazing story. And he says, out of those 4 characters, who would you like to be? I said, shit, I want to be Tristan. But I said, that Ebone character, I grew up with cats like that. I grew up around those kind of dudes. You know what I'm saying? So he told me that was a role that he wanted me to do. So they still, the executive producers of that film still wanted to audition other famous actors, bro. You know? So Craig told me the role is yours. You just got to keep it. So I still had to audition. So when I went to the audition, I guess they set it up so I'm the last one that they see. But all while I'm in there, I'm looking at 10 guys that are on TV shows and movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know how crazy that felt? Here I am. I didn't just do some little whack horror movie. You dig? So I'm like, damn, I'm in there with stars. Like, I don't want to name them, but big stars, comedians, big ones back then. So when I went into the audition, they saw the real deal. You know, I was so mad, I actually used that energy in the scene, because we actually did that scene where all of us were in the car, that car scene. And they hired me. Craig was like, hey, they like you, but hey, y'all got to be on it, because they just waiting for us to mess up. Even on that very first day of shooting, if they felt like we couldn't handle it, they were ready to call some other actors to come right in. If we messed up that first day, and our first shot in that film was one of the most difficult. I mean, it was difficult when you think about it at the time, but I just did it anyway. Our first scene was in the car after Simon's funeral, was the first thing we shot.
Wow.
So I didn't have no time to prep to get into that. So you really had to know where you had to be. That's when acting kicked in. I was like, oh shit, you know, you really got to think about those moments before, you know, where were you that day before? What was happening in 30 minutes before that particular scene, you know, that kind of stuff. So once we did that, it was on. And in Blue, I did all the driving, all those little stunt driving. I did all that. But it was a cool experience, man. It was definitely a cool experience.
Damn, brother, he do it all. He like Jackie Chan. You know what I'm saying? You know? Shoot all the guns. Oh, I got it. Don't worry. I don't need no course. You know?
Yeah, give me that. Give me that. I am on My Celebrity Life. My Celebrity Life with Ge Holla. Tune in, because he's your friend.